Building an aesthetic body is something most guys dream of. But why is it that nobody is able to achieve it? Is it really that difficult? Today, I want to come on here and guide you through the process of building an aesthetic body 10 out of 10. Now, there's a lot of mainstream advice on TikTok, on Instagram, a lot of influencers, kind of like C-Bum type guys. They're really big, they're kind of beefy. And honestly, if that's the look you're going for, go for it. But in all honesty, it really doesn't look that good. And when you're trying to go for a clean, attractive, aesthetic body, I'm gonna put up a picture, someone more like Cristiano Ronaldo. That's that kind of a body that most men are looking to get into. But since there's so much advice out there about like how to dirty bulk, if you want to go that route, go for it. We know that we have to bulk up. This is kind of common knowledge, and then cut down. But most people bulk up in a very disgusting way, eating just sweets the whole time, donuts and cupcakes, and just all sorts of dirty foods where they bulk up quickly, but then they just look chubby. They look kind of just fat. So I don't want to offend anybody here that is going for a quick bulk. If that's what you're doing, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking to go for a clean aesthetic look, that seems like it's almost impossible. I'm gonna tell you it's very, very possible. Now, I would show you my physique. I'm not really that big, but I'm quite lean, I'm quite aesthetic, and I have a very low body fat percentage. It's kind of like those F-boy physiques that, of course, like it's not skinny, but you have a little bit of muscle mass to you and you look clean, you look aesthetic. More like a model kind of build. So if you're going for that kind of physique, I have two keys for you. And when I say them, you're gonna feel kind of annoyed that I just like the way I say it. And it's quite simple. Eat clean, work out consistently. Now, before you get bored and click off and like try to look for another secret gym bro tip, here's what I have to say. The only thing that's really stopping you is just not taking the basic advice. If you stay consistent with eating clean and working out, for 6 months you'd have your body in no time. Now, not for everyone, but you'd see major improvements. It's quite easy. And after a year, maybe 2 years, you'll have that body that you've always wanted. Now, when it comes to eating clean, we just simply need to cut out fake food. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about food that has processed ingredients in it, such as donuts, cereals, candy bars, you name it. Anything that's in a box is most likely processed. Now, we want to get rid of all those kind of foods. Now, there's going to be a challenge for a lot of people, but if you're serious about this, bear with me. And we want to only eat real food. So foods like that only have one ingredient, which is itself. For an example, an apple, the ingredient in an apple is an apple. In beans, the ingredients in a bean is just a bean. Broccoli, it's just broccoli. Like, we want to start eating foods that are actually real, that are grown on trees type thing, that are actually in nature. Those are the kind of foods we were built to eat. We want to start eating foods like chicken, ribeye steaks. Those will help your protein intake. And if you're going to eat anything in the morning, I promise you, if you eat 4 or 5 eggs in the morning every single day, you're going to build significant muscle mass. Now, some vitamins we really want to focus are magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D. Those three are the best for building a physique and for maintaining low body fat, and it'll keep your testosterone levels high. We also want to be eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. And when it comes to water intake, we want to be drinking around a gallon of water a day. Now, eating these foods consistently, like beans, spinach, kale, brown rice for carbs, just make your plate look like a rainbow three times a day. Now, when it comes to tracking calories, it can really be a hassle, and honestly, it's not really that necessary. Yes, we do need to be eating quite a bit, especially if you're like over 6 foot. You do need to be eating around like 3,000 calories bare minimum, but you really don't need to track it. Eventually, you're just gonna get discouraged if you have to track every single macro. So just eat 3 to 4 meals a day, clean, make sure your plate looks like a rainbow, make sure there's good portions in there, it's filled, a decent sized plate, and you're gonna gain some mass. Now, you could also supplement with a protein powder that has maybe like 20 to 30 grams of protein, and that will help you build your muscle quicker as well. You could use this like a recovery method after your workout. Now, jumping into working out, we need to be hitting the 5 to 6 aesthetic muscles. Now, most guys do compound lifts, which are good for building strength. The clean and like deadlifts and all that stuff, and power lifters and whatnot. Those guys don't really build a good looking body at the end of the day. What we want to do is hit around 8 to 15 reps per set, 3 sets. And we want to be hitting the 6 aesthetic muscles. What are those muscles now, to be exact? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the upper traps, the outside shoulder delt, the lats, which is in your back, upper chest, and abs. Now, I can't remember if that's 6. Y'all gonna have to correct me. But we also want to build a good sized pair of legs, of course. But you can really just accomplish that by doing heavy set squats. If you focus on doing squats with proper form pretty consistently, your legs are going to catch up to your body, and you really don't have to worry about it that much. They hit almost every single proper muscle in your leg. So when we hit those 6 aesthetic upper body muscles, it gives that man that V-shaped taper, making them look more masculine. Their shoulders look more broad. Their back looks wide. It gives us more of that V-shaped taper. Now, we don't have to be huge to be looking good, fellas. As long as we have like smaller muscles and we're low body fat percentage, we're gonna look good. So focus on those 6 aesthetic muscles. Now, for the traps, you can do shoulder shrugs. For the outside shoulder, you can do lateral raises. For the upper chest, you can do an incline press. And for the lats, you can do pull-ups, which are by far the best exercise overall for building a good back and lats. But if you can't quite do more than like 4 to 5 pull-ups yet, I'd advise you just to go ahead with the lat pull downs or any variation of the lat pull down. Those will by far make you look aesthetic quickly. You want to be doing 8 to 15 reps of moderate weight, making sure we're doing compound movement, not compound movements, but that we're increasing the weight week by week, that we're getting better week by week. In this way, we know that we're making progress, not only in strength, but in size. And with all this in mind, all we really need to do is stay consistent. Now, you could have the best workout plan, you could have all the best ingredients, you could have the perfect workout formula like right in your hands, but if you're not willing to be consistent and put in the work every single day, you're not going to get anywhere. The Bible says all hard work reaps a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So let's work hard, fellas. Let's go get that dream body. And I hope this was of value to you guys. I hope that you're able to put this into practice. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.